Well, g'day. We're at review 5, and I'll just read through the introduction, and then the actual reviews themselves are quite small. It's more about spending time with each review as we go along with this one. So now we review again. This time we are ready to give more effort and more time to what we undertake. We recognize we are preparing for another phase of understanding. Hiccups. We would take this step completely, that we may go on again more certain, more sincere, with faith upheld more surely. Our footsteps have not been unwavering, and doubts have made us walk uncertainly and slowly on the road this course sets forth. But now we hasten on, for we approach a greater certainty, a firmer purpose, and a surer goal. Steady our feet, our Father, let our doubts be quiet, and our holy minds be still, and speak to us. We have no words to give to you. We would but listen to your word and make it ours. Lead our practicing as does a father lead a little child along a way he does not understand. Yet does he follow, sure that he is safe because his father leads the way for him. So do we bring our practicing to you, and if we stumble, you will raise us up. If we forget the way, we count upon your sure remembering. We wander off, but you will not forget to call us back. And one of the things that I really love about this course that I realised at a certain point through it, I couldn't tell you exactly when, but in the moment that you forget to abide in the lessons or the communing with the divine, so you're encouraged to spend as much time as possible thinking about God and keeping your mind focused on your new purpose in given situations that show up for you and all that sort of thing. So in the moment that you realize you've forgotten to do that, you're remembering. Okay. Now in that remembering, because only the creations of love are real, right? In that remembering, that moment is real. That moment is actually happening. And the other moment that where it appears that you've forgotten, which is complete illusion, right, never happened at all because time doesn't exist. Right? Now, we're going through this as mind, not as this body, as, let's say, a Dave saying, oh, damn, I forgot to do my lesson today, blah, 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 blah. All that is going on in here is mind making a choice, right? Now, that choice is to be co-creative or to forget to be co-creative, which is a deliberate choice, actually, but it seems as if we're like, whoops, but it's not. It's really actually deliberate because the running program is a deliberate running program, and everything that comes off it is also deliberate, no matter how it shows up. But because it is of time and space, which is an illusion, nothing has happened, right? So you haven't gone through really a whole day of forgetting to do your lesson. It's an illusion of having gone through a whole day of forgetting to do your lesson. And in the moment where you remember that, that memory, right, as above, so below, that remembering, because your purpose is synonymous with the creative reality that you are and express as, you automatically enter back into that moment or that field of grace, that field of participation and collaboration with Christ mind, where even though it appears that you seem to be still in time a while, right, your mind is actually functioning co-creatively. Remember, don't judge the form, apply the principle. Okay, this is a really cool course. It's a miraculous course. And as you begin to transit through these lessons with a certain amount of awareness about the activity of your mind and what's actually going on, you realize more and more how you're actually participating in your own salvation. And it becomes really exciting. It becomes really like, oh, thank God for that. Yes, and everything's a yes, right? Yes, wow, and thank you. So anyway, I'll get on. I just thought that was really cool because the moment you forget, you're brought back. Okay. Quicken our footsteps now, that we may walk more certainly and quickly unto you, and we accept the word you offer us to unify our practicing as we review the thoughts that you have given us. This is the thought which should precede the thoughts that we review. Each one but clarifies some aspect of this thought or helps it be more meaningful, more personal and true, and more descriptive of the holy self we share and now prepare to know again. Okay, implying you already know it or knew it before. God is but love, and therefore so am I. It's funny, like in the moment of my enlightenment, I realized that I was of God, or like, it's so hard to explain, you can't talk about it really, but I in he and he in me. And then I find myself back in the world where for a moment I thought everybody knew that and the joke was on me, which in a sense it was. But the realization that not everybody knew that kind of dawned on me after a few months, like I was talking to people about how awesome everything was, and they're like looking at me like I'm crazy. And in this world, bound by the appearances of time and space, so when you try to talk to anybody out there, like in the out there, when I should keep this singular, when I try to talk to anybody out there, you get these blank looks and these sort of like, what were you smoking kind of questions. And the idea of God is but love and therefore so am I seems to be something that like crazy people say. But when you hold it sacred within yourself and allow that expression to manifest naturally without that exuberant kind of wanting to express from it because oh God, it's so hard to talk about. It's like when you have an experience of something divine, you just want to tell everyone and and think. And then there's this realization, but everybody already knows. Like, it's the paradox. Everyone already knows because I'm one with everyone. I had that experience in my mind. Therefore, it must be one with everybody else's mind. And you find yourself talking, like even making this video in a sense is like, for me, it's a declaration, but it seems to be as if I'm telling you something you don't already know. But I know that you know it. It's funny. It's just like, it's this, it's like you can't escape it. The paradox is inescapable. But as a form, as a declaration, these videos for me, like this is incredibly helpful in helping me to stay true to what it is that I've chosen to be about as my Father's service, and or a service to my Father in my co-creative capacity, But some people will express this through their dance or their poetry or their art or their whatever, their mathematics, their quantum physics or any sort of thing. God's everything, so you can express it in any particular way specifically, but and non-specifically. And I'm getting a bit off track, but I just love how beautiful and just, like I'm constantly in that laughing at myself and constantly in that laughing at how beautiful it is. And it's like the sound of heaven is laughter, and just raving on it here a bit, but I love you. I hope this is helpful. God is but love, and therefore so am I. This self alone knows love. This self alone is perfectly consistent in its thoughts, knows its creator, understands itself, is perfect in its knowledge and its love, and never changes from its constant state of union with its Father and itself. Thank God for that. And it is this that waits to meet us at the journey's ending. Every step we take brings us a little nearer. This review will shorten time immeasurably if we keep in mind that this remains our goal. And we practice it, and as we practice it, this to which we are approaching. Let us raise our hearts from dust to life as we remember this promised us, and that this course was sent to open up the path of light to us and teach us step by step how to return to the eternal self we thought we lost. I take the journey with you, for I share your doubts and fears a little while, that you may come to me who recognize the road by which all fears and doubts are overcome. We walk together. I must understand uncertainty and pain, although I know they have no meaning. Yet a Saviour must remain with those he teaches, seeing what they see, but still retaining in his mind the way that led him out, and now will lead you out with him. God's Son is crucified until you walk along the road with me. It's like, wow, that's pretty heavy, that last bit. God's Son is crucified until you walk along the road with me. So there's only two paths. There's the path to light or the path into darkness, and we're already in the darkness. So it's like walking along that road and learning to stay on the road, walking along with him, with me, him. So the idea that if I turn my back along that road, the only person I'm going to be hurting is myself, and in association, those who are my cast and crew, let's say, of my script, the sonship. So the barometer, let's say, the barometer in your mind of revealing to you that you actually are indeed walking along the road with him is your own sense of inner peace. Okay, as soon as you lose it for any particular reason, there's a recognition, and recognition that, that upset my peace of mind. I've chosen to walk not along the road with him, but to turn again my back on the light, because I think there's still something in the road, in the world, that I want, right? Which I can easily verify to myself by my emotional reactions and my triggers and my blocks and all that sort of stuff that I have. And it's like, this is a course in inner peace, like not partial inner peace, perfect inner peace. And after millions of years, let's say, as an idea, I'm just going to use this loosely, but after millions of years of incarnations, like, this is a 1-year training course, right? So it takes a lot of effort. There's this whole backlog of an idea of time, an idea of incarnation, an idea of errant learning that is going to be miraculously reinterpreted for your beneficence, or for your betterment in that passage, right? But we have to stay on the road with him. My resurrection comes again, each time I lead a brother safely to the place at which the journey ends and is forgot. I am renewed each time a brother learns that there is a way from misery and pain. I am reborn each time a brother's mind turns to the light in him and looks for me. I have forgotten no one. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this video now, you are walking along the road with him. You don't need to wonder about it. It's like, even that question denies your sense of inner peace. Could I possibly, he has forgotten no one. Okay. That's really cool. Help me now to lead you back to where the journey was begun, to make another choice with me. Release me as you practice once again the thoughts I brought to you from him who sees your bitter need and knows the answer God has given him. Together we review these thoughts. Together we devote our time and effort to them, and together we will teach them to our brothers. God would not have heaven incomplete. It waits for you as I do. I am incomplete without your part in me, and as I am made whole, we go together to our ancient home, prepared for us before time was and kept unchanged by time, immaculate and safe as it will be at last when time is done. Let this review be then your gift to me, for this alone I need, that you will hear the words I speak and give them to the world. You are my voice, my eyes, my feet, my hands, through which I save the world. The self from which I call to you is but your own. To him we go together. Take your brother's hand, for this is not a way we walk alone. In him I walk with you and you with me. Our Father wills his Son be one with him. What lives but must not be one, rented lips. What lives but must not then be one with you. Let this review become a time in which we share a new experience for you, yet one as old as time and older still. Hallowed your name. Your glory undefiled forever, and your wholeness now complete as God established it. You are his son, completing his extension in your own. Remember, you're the co-creator of all that is. We practice but an ancient truth we knew before illusion seemed to claim the world, and we remind the world that it is free of all illusions every time we say, God is but love, and therefore so am I. With this, we start each day of our review. With this, we start and end each period of practice time. And with this thought, we sleep, to waken once again with these same words upon our lips to greet another day. No thought that we review, but we surround with it, and use the thoughts to hold it up before our minds and keep it clear in our remembrance throughout the day. And thus, when we have finished this review, we will have recognized the words we speak are true. Yet are the words but aids, and to be used except at the beginning and the end of practice periods, but to recall the mind as needed to its purpose. We place faith in the experience that comes from practice, not the means we use. We wait for the experience and recognize that it is only here conviction lies. We use the words and try again to go beyond them to their meaning, which is far beyond their sound. The sound grows dim and disappears as we approach the source of meaning. It is here that we find rest. Okay, and that's in the stillness of the mind. And by now you should have, through these lessons, if you've been doing them as specified, you should have some sense of being able to find a moment of stillness within your thinking. If your mind is still chaotic, then perhaps apply one of the lessons that you particularly find useful. I always find lesson 10, my thoughts do not mean anything, and apply it diligently before you attempt to take on these lessons. I always find if I do lesson 10, and not really lately, but in years gone by, let's say, or in the past, as my transition has proceeded, there have been moments where I've attempted to do my daily lesson and carry the light with me throughout the day. And it's been difficult because of whatever seems to be going on in the periphery. But in the application of, let's say, one of those lessons, lesson 10 or lesson 1, even lesson 1's always, can't go past it. I find that there's a preamble to doing my lesson in doing that. So in my daily lesson, I preamble it with an earlier lesson that I found helpful, and it just helps to solidify things, and I don't know, you'll find your own way with it. Right? That's all I can say. So we've got a lesson review here for each day, and I think there's 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So I'm going to read the lot out now. And just remember, it's one a day. So if you're following this at home, just review this lesson. And even if you review the preamble to the lesson that I've been babbling on about for 18 minutes, it won't hurt. It'll just solidify everything in there. And that's like, how determined are you really? So I'll just read them all. Just do one a day for yourself, okay? Don't do the whole 10 today. Okay. Lesson 171, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 151, all things are echoes of the voice for God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 152, the power of decision is my own. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Okay, remember, before and after the lesson, and reviewing that thought. Okay. Lesson 172, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 153, in my defenselessness my safety lies. That's an incredible one. I love that lesson. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 154, I am among the ministers of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 173, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 155, I will step back and let him lead the way. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing lesson 156, I walk with God in perfect holiness. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 174, God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing 157, into his presence would I enter now. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing 158, today I learned to give. as I receive. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 175, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 159, I give the miracles I have received. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 160, I am at home. Fear is the stranger here. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 176, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 161, give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing 162, I am as God created me. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 177, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 163, there is no death, the Son of God is free. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 164, now are we one with him who is our source. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 178, God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing 165, let not my mind deny the thought of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 166, I am entrusted with the gifts of God, which is you. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Lesson 179, God is but love, and therefore so am I. Reviewing 167, there is one life, and that I share with God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. 168, your grace is given me, I claim it now. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And our last one, the 10th review, lesson 180, God is but love, and therefore so am I. 169, by grace I live, by grace I am released. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And lesson 170, reviewing, there is no cruelty in God and none in me. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Okay, so as I just said before, just review one of those a day. And if you recall our earlier review, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, if that's helpful to you. But it's always good as also to just go over the instructions for the review, okay, each time you do the day's review, because you'll be surprised how very easy to forget what those instructions were. And you'll be reading through it maybe for the second time or the third time on each particular day, and you'll be like, oh, that's right, that's how I'm supposed to do it. And you'll realize you don't even recognize in the moment where you've forgotten how it is the application is to be. It's like, because it is of the forgetting, right? The mind is of the forgetting, which is why we have 365 lessons. Okay, so that'll be helpful to you. And then we'll head on tomorrow, because I'm doing these out of sequence with the year. Usually most people will tell me they start lesson 1 on January the 1st and everything, but I'm doing these out of sequence, so perhaps next year maybe I'll put the whole lot up, and whoever feels like they want to do them again can follow along on a daily basis. So that's it. God bless. I love you, and see you tomorrow.